Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services.
This show focuses on sharing good news and powering the good in our community. Now here's your host, City Current CEO, Jeremy Park.
Welcome back to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference and powering the good. And in this case, we're talking about collaboration from two amazing organizations. We're talking about Bordeaux Collaborative, and here with us we have Sallie Hussey, CEO of FiftyForward, and Charmin Bates, founder and CEO of Creative Girls Rock. We'll talk all about those two organizations and the Bordeaux Collaborative, but how are you two doing?
Good. Thank you for having us.
Hello, Jeremy. We're doing really well.
Well, we are excited to dive in. And before we talk about the Bordeaux Collaborative, let's talk about each of the organizations. Sallie, let's start with you and FiftyForward. Go ahead and give us an overview on FiftyForward.
Sure. Thanks so much, Jeremy. FiftyForward is a nonprofit that's been around in Middle Tennessee for almost 70 years. We support older adults. The mission is to support, enhance, and champion the lives of adults over the age of 50. And we do that all over Middle Tennessee in a couple of different ways, really through our supportive care programs to help older adults who might need a little bit of additional help as they age, whether that's through meals or caregiving, maybe our adult day programs. And then through our lifelong learning centers, older adults can come and take part in physical activities, exercise class, art classes, and then pretty robust volunteer programs. But any way that we can help older adults combat isolation, champion their lives as they age, that's what FiftyForward does.
And a lot of those themes, as you're talking, that will lead us into the collaborative. But give us a little bit of some of the stats. When you look at some of the stats you track against, the numbers, volunteers, give us a couple of those that put a smile on your face.
We know right here in Middle Tennessee, this population is aging. Across the state, the population is aging. I think in just a few short years, really by 2030, a quarter of this state will be over the age of 60. And we also know that there are risk factors that will put older adults at risk for bad health outcomes if they are isolated and if they don't stay engaged in life. And that's really what FiftyForward is all about. And this collaboration, keeping older adults engaged and active. And if we know more of us are in that segment of the population, there's so much more work that we can do. And I don't think we're ready for that, especially in the state of Tennessee. So we really want to help older adults engaged and stay healthy and live active, healthy lives.
Charmin, let's switch over to you. And I think the name gives a little bit of an illustration around your efforts, but talk about Creative Girls Rock.
Yes, thank you, Jeremy. Creative Girls Rock, we're a nonprofit organization based right here in Nashville, Tennessee. We work with young girls ages 6 and up to educate and empower you to utilize your creative talents in unique ways. And that could be how to sew, how to knit, how to apply makeup effectively. All of our classes are tailored to our 4 key initiatives. So that's creative arts, women empowerment, mental health and wellness, and youth development. And so in addition to the classes that we host in person here in Nashville, we are now a global organization. We provide virtual classes for young girls and women all around the country. As of date, we're in 17 U.S. states and 5 countries. So I'm really excited about that. The global pandemic actually blessed our organization where we were able to provide that virtual platform and ship craft kits all over the country. And so those craft kits, they're tailored to the particular class for that month. So it could be glue sticks, it could be a glue gun, or, crayons, colored pencils. And we want to embrace the creative art segment, and we teach how that ties into the mental health and wellness portion of just overall well-being, right? And so I'm excited to work with Sallie and FiftyForward and providing these creative outlets for seniors as well, and the intergenerational just the relationships that we're going to have with the youth and our seniors.
Well, let's go ahead and carry that forward. So before we talk about kind of what's happening in terms of the actual structure piece of this, give us a little bit of an illustration, Charmin, of how you two came together in terms of organizations, seeing the need and saying, hey, let's do something about it. So give us some of the backstory to the Bordeaux Collaborative.
Absolutely. So Sallie and I met about 4 or 5 years ago at a coffee shop. I'll never forget that. And just the initial conversation, the vision that Sallie has for FiftyForward, and continue to enhance the greater Nashville community with the services that they provide. We had similar, goals and aspirations to create a center that are providing, resources for youth and seniors. And we just, over the years, cultivated that relationship to see how we can make this work and have it available for other community partners as well to, as a space for them to come in. And through that relationship, we actually thought about, we don't have to wait until a facility is built. We can start conducting classes at this time. And so in 2022, we kicked off a mobile mural project. And what that is, Creative Girls Rock, in addition to our CGR masterclass that we host monthly, we have a mural program where we're teaching young girls and adults and seniors the fundamentals on how to create a mural on a smaller scale so that one day they can create it, in their neighborhood on a bigger scale. And we hosted that mobile mural project, and we partnered with FiftyForward for our senior class. And that was awesome. And we also did a 4-week program on color psychology, how you can use color to express how you feel. And that was a really good hit with the FiftyForward team. And so we've been, again, cultivating this relationship and having these workshops with FiftyForward. And we're just excited that, now that we're doing this now before the building is even built, just imagine what resources that, both the youth and the seniors will have once this collaboration and this building is built to fruition.
Yeah. So Sallie, carry that forward into what Charmin's talking about in terms of this collaboration. Talk about the specific kind of community and why the need is so important. You kind of alluded to it on your end in terms of the organization, but talk about the need.
Sure. When Charmin and I met, there had been work done prior to that in the community to talk about that need. Charmin talked about the two of us meeting, and it wasn't by accident, but in 2019, I think there were a lot of nonprofits who came together to talk about everything that was happening in Bordeaux, or actually the lack of what was happening in Bordeaux. And I think from that, these conversations brought about the needs and the gaps in services. And that's what has led us to where we are today. And some of those needs and the lack of resources, it was really about space and lack of opportunities for connection to resources, and lack of opportunity for women and families to connect to creative arts. Individuals in Bordeaux we know they have to cross over the river to connect to maybe city resources or county resources, and transportation is a real issue, and connections to and access to health. I think there's a wonderful new health center about to open, and this center, the Bordeaux Collaborative, that building won't address access to health care, but we will connect and have an opportunity for individuals and other nonprofits to be there to connect so many of the residents. But I think that's what those early conversations in 2019 came together to talk about. And then when Charmin and I met, we said, we can have some wonderful collaborative opportunities together, women and families on one end, older adults on the other, but let's build a center that allows so many other to come in, other nonprofits to connect to the residents. So that's why this center, this collaboration is so important, I think, to the community, because the community talked about there's such a lack of space for collaboration and for connection. So that's what we want to do, and that's what I think the building will be for the community.
Yeah, Charmin, go ahead and tease us with some of the details on this building. So go ahead and dive in.
Yeah, so we have a 9,000 square foot building that will have a multi-purpose room for obviously used for arts and crafts. We have a dance room for our visual and performing arts, and a computer lab to bring in like the STEAM. So you have the STEM and you have STEAM. We always tie in that A for arts. And then flex space, as Sallie mentioned, for other nonprofit members or, Metro to come in if they need to reserve a space to host a board meeting, conference room, or, just an event. We have that flex space available. And so outdoor space, playground, we're really excited about that. As emphasis on the playground, Creative Girls Rock will later announce, so a real teaser, that we are going to kick off a program, an architecture program for young girls, so teens who are interested in becoming an architect. That is a field that you don't see too many women in that industry. And so we're going to teach them the fundamentals of, architecture, what it is, what does it consist of? And then they're going to go through the process of us building this facility. And so learning that process, but their final project is to design up the playground. And to share that with Sallie and I and Moody Nolan, our team, to see if that's something we would implement. And so how cool is that to go through a program, your final project is to design a playground that will actually be installed at the facility. That is something that, when I was a little girl, we didn't have those type of resources available. And so we're just thankful that we'll be able to provide that, just one of the things that we will provide in this process.
Sallie, carry that into then where we are in the process in terms of an opportunity for the community to get behind it and show support as well.
We are in the last phase with Moody Nolan, our wonderful architect Charmin mentioned, in the design phase. We don't have the final building drawings, and we're in that last phase of fundraising. We've had some wonderful early contributors to the project, but we need about $5.2 million. We're a little bit over 4.5. We're almost 4.6 right now. And we've been very, very fortunate over the last couple of years to have some really great early participants. West End Home Foundation, HCA Foundation, Frisk Foundation, and the Spear Foundation, who've just been so generous to jump in there and fund, but we still need about $700,000 to get us to that last piece so that we can break ground. And I think Charmin and I are ready to break ground once the plans are completed, hopefully late spring.
And then carry that into then, Charmin, kind of long term, when you look at breaking ground, getting it built, give us a timeline of kind of like basic expectations. And I know it'll shift a little bit possibly, but when you talk about kind of where you want to be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years out, what are some of those goals and objectives?
Yeah, so one thing, Creative Girls Rock has not had like a physical space since we were created in 2017. So we've used a lot of community centers, virtual platform. So this will be the first time in 6 years that we've actually had a location for our participants to join. So that's the very big step, right? Is that we have a safe space, we have a classroom, we can actually do this, do the workshops that we want to do with the resources that we have. But eventually, that could look like after school programming over time, summer camps, right? That will, again, we'll have a place to house those type of programs. And so that is a goal that I would love to, we'll start off, small, and then we'll work our way up. But the after school program will play a big role in the center, partnering with MNPS and their transportation department on how we can transport, students from school to the center. With, mom and dad or your guardian working, you have to think about those things, right? And so us being a hub for these after school programming. And then I mentioned the summer camp. Everyone is looking for a summer camp, right? They're looking for it right now. And so that would be something that we will offer, later down the line. That's definitely a goal, to be able to provide that space for our youth and our teens. And then again, those collaboration classes with Sallie, your cooking classes with the seniors, knitting, sewing, bringing back that color psychology classes for the seniors. So we're really excited about that too.
Let's go ahead and start talking about where the community can go to learn more, to donate, get involved. So, Sallie, talk about the Bordeaux Collaborative in terms of the community getting involved, and then also touch on where we can learn more and get involved with 50Forward.
Sure. Charmin and I, we are both separate organizations and will still keep our separate identities, even though we are collaborating in this space. So you can go to either of our websites, and on both of our websites, you can find information about how to donate to the collaborative. So 50forward.org/the Bordeaux Collaborative will open a space right up for you to donate specifically to the collaborative. And I do want to add here, before Charmin tells you how to get to her website and the collaborative, that we're very grateful that Senator Brenda Gilmore is helping us in this public phase of raising some funds. And we do want the public to be involved, especially in Bordeaux and North Nashville. This is a community center, and we want the community to feel like it is part of the community, because the space will be open to them. So.
Yeah. Charmin, go ahead and carry that into where can we learn more and get involved with Creative Girls Rock?
Absolutely. You can visit our website, so creativegirlsrock.org, and right at the top, it says Bordeaux Collaborative, and you'll click that, that drop down button, and it'll take you directly to the site where you can donate. And so the site is the same as 50Forward. It goes directly to our capital campaign, but we want to make sure that it's accessible and easy for you all. So it's one click, creativegirlsrock.org, Bordeaux Collaboration, and then go ahead and make your donation.
Well, Charmin Bates, founder and CEO of Creative Girls Rock, and Sallie Hussey, CEO of 50Forward, thank you for all you and your amazing organizations do. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks so much, Jeremy.
Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services is proud to power the City Current Show. We're a people-first company that protects what matters most, the families, businesses, and trailblazers that keep our community going. As one of the nation's top independent insurance firms, Higginbotham is a single-source solution for business insurance, employee benefits, HR services, and personal insurance that's customized for you. We're here to serve you, the people you care about, and your community. Call 866-377-1959 or visit higginbotham.com.